What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Just gotta post this in the Discord. All right, here we go. Okay. What's up, everybody? What's up, Annie? Carpe Diem, Thomas, Mark, Sebastian, Leo, Bandit. How is everyone doing? Just another beautiful day in the market, except I'm underwater, so it is what it is, though. We'll bounce back. Shout out to the Wassifier for this awesome graphic. Tell me this isn't the coolest thing ever. Eli, you'll get into the Discord. I will post a Discord invite link in the YouTube chat for those that hang around. Because the people who watch my streams, I want them to actually be able to get into the Discord if that's what they if they want to be, if they want to be in the Discord, I want to let them in if they are stream viewers. So I'll post one in here. What's up, Angle? Watching from the Uber. What's up, Jameson? Cody, Gabe, JMR, Mike. A lot of people in here already. Pepe Cosgecko. That literally is what it is. Look at Trader Joe. Is it doing well? I'll pull up ChartX. Is it back above $3? Oh yeah. That's what we like to see. Joe looks good. We're bullish on Joe. It's a nice little SR region right here. All right. So before we get started, as usual, quick shout outs to the stream sponsors: Trader Joe, the best swap on Avalanche; Bybit, my preferred derivatives trading platform; and if you're looking for a VPN, check out NordVPN. You can sign up with the link in the description and get 2 years and 4 months for $89, I think it is. So, super good deal. And, as you guys know, I do all the streams. I have my own Discord all for free. So if you want to support in any way, using those links and stuff is the best way to do it. I don't want any tips. I don't want anything like that. But if you're spending money on a VPN already, you can use my link. It's also a great discount. And if you're trading on Bybit already, you can use my link, and that supports me a little bit. So with that out of the way, let's jump into it. Today has been a pretty good day. I minted a Tungsten cube for 2 Sol, and they're selling for 25, which is pretty absurd. But I know people mostly want to see the Bitcoin, the technical analysis content. So we'll start with that, and then whoever wants to hang out for a while, talk about some NFTs, we can do that later. Let's get started. Yes, I am still in my Bitcoin long. So we're going to start out talking about that. Give me just a second. Doing something on my other screen. Okay, Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure we started the stream right here. So we only pump Bitcoin on stream. That's pretty epic, actually. This is, I mean, it's moving. So quick recap, I guess. The last couple days, Bitcoin is stressing me out too, Annie, a little bit. Trader Cause, thanks for making me hold my gecko up to the top. Sold your gecko at the top. There you go, bro. And you said Tungsten gang. The Tungsten cubes are crazy. We'll talk about those in a bit. Wow, that pump was right before the hourly close, huh? To save that candle, make it look halfway decent. I mean, this looks fine to me. I just want to get back above 63.5 or 64. Get above that, and I think we're pretty much in the clear. But all right, so we last streamed on Tuesday. I streamed with Jared. I think we were somewhere in here, and I was basically saying, we break above this resistance, you're going to want Bitcoin exposure. The one thing that is worrying me a little bit, though, is that this candle broke through all-time highs, right? And then since that happened, we've just kind of bled back down, which is not what you want to see right when we smash all-time highs. It's not the end of the world, but it doesn't look great. Like, I really would want to see this get back above our previous all-time high pretty soon, or I would get a little worried. If we zoom back out to the daily, I'll go to this one because the chart's a little cleaner. If we zoom back out to the daily, we're retesting Monday's high. We barely front ran the weekly open, and we have daily demand right here. So as long as that daily demand holds, I think it's still fine. I just don't want to see this close some candles too low. The weekly doesn't look great. I really don't want to close the weekly like this, but we still have 3 days. So we still have a good amount of time to fix this. Don't want to get worried too soon, because zooming out, we broke out. This could be our retest, and then for all we know, the next 2 days we could go up to 70K. So bullish until proven otherwise, but if we do break down, let me zoom in. If we do break below this support level, actually break down and then retest it, holds as resistance, I would be a little bit concerned. Now, one thing that has been going really well are altcoins, specifically Sol. I mean, Sol has just been a killer, which is awesome. We love to see that. You guys know I'm a very big Solana bull, have a lot of Sol exposure through spot, through NFTs, through that's pretty much it. Sol, spot Sol NFTs, things like that. But I've been bullish on Sol for a very long time. We longed this. Nice retest of Monday's high. This was a really nice support level here, as you can see. Well, actually, it goes back even further than that, because it was resistance there. Resistance, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. We flipped it, held it as support, and we have just ripped since then. And honestly, a lot of people weren't expecting this. If you took a poll on Twitter asking people, do you think Bitcoin is going to outperform altcoins over the next X amount of days? I bet 99% of people would have said, yeah, I think Bitcoin's going to outperform. And Jared and I were talking about this a little bit on the stream on Tuesday, and I was also under the impression that Bitcoin would outperform, but I'm very pleasantly surprised because I didn't get rid of a ton of my altcoin exposure, although I thought Bitcoin was going to outperform. So I was I'm thankful that I was wrong about that, I guess you could say. And on stream, people were asking if they should sell their alts for Bitcoin, on Tuesday. And I was saying, I don't think you should yet. I think you should wait to see how the next few days play out, because I think alts could bounce. So the near term, or the closer time frame idea was correct. And I'm happy that we were able to get that right, because I think it saved a few people from selling some of their alts like at the bottom or the local bottom. So yeah, so L1s, quite a few L1s look good. AVAX looks pretty good too. Let me clean this up a little bit. I mean, you can see we had like this consolidation here. So resistance there, support, resist. It was ranging in there, had this move outside above Monday's high, but then it got rejected pretty hard. And now I think we are getting a legit breakout. So really happy to see AVAX do well because I'm very bullish on that big picture as well. Let me try and look at it with a... Yeah, I mean, it looks... I probably wouldn't long it right now, but it looks good. I like to see AVAX bullishness. And if it does break out above 62, I think there should be some nice upside to be had. But if it pulls back, if the market gets rejected a little bit more, things come down for another leg. I like this Monday's high and weekly open. And it's also the mid-range of this weekly range right here. So that could be a nice area in case there is a dip. But the most important thing right now, the way I see it, is for Bitcoin to hold this SR level right here, which it's doing, but it's struggling, right? Like every single time we've pushed up and it's looked good, rejection. Pushed up, looked good, rejection. But now we got some nice buyback from the downside, and I really would like to see us break above this level and hold above here, because that would kind of break the trend of what we've seen all day today. It's weird though. I mean, market conditions, we might be seeing a shift in the market conditions right in front of our eyes, and we're just going to have to adapt accordingly because, as I mentioned earlier, like 99% of us thought that Bitcoin would rip and alts would really suffer. And I definitely felt like I was a little underexposed to Bitcoin because I still had quite a bit of altcoin exposure, but I didn't want to sell low on that. And so I was just going to ride it out. And thankfully I did, because it did end up playing out pretty well. But like what I'm trying to figure out is if we are seeing like a bigger shift in the market to where like things move differently. I don't know. I haven't come to a conclusion, but it just is really unique that on the day Bitcoin breaks above all-time highs, Sol was up by like 10%, or you know, a lot of altcoins did pretty well. So hopping from JP's stream to yours, awesome night. Glad to hear that, man. Hopefully there's we can get you some good content. But yeah, so this morning, or whatever time of day it was, I entered this long, and it's kind of just been bleeding or consolidating since then. My stop loss is here, below that low at like 61.3-ish, because I think if it breaks down there, then this level is likely to act as resistance once again. So that's the idea behind that trade. I'm trying to think. If Bitcoin gets back above this previous all-time high though, at 64,990, depending on what exchange you're using, I think we're back to being like really bullish. Yeah, the indicator is Spaceman's levels. Spaceman BTC key level is the indicator. Who's JP? Oops. Wrong one. This guy. He had this stream a couple hours ago. I can paste his Twitter down there. We when we stream together, it always seems to be some really good episodes. Seems like you guys enjoy those ones when we stream together. So we'll hopefully be doing that more often. What is an L1? A layer 1. So like Ethereum, AVAX, Sol, Atom is another one, wherever that is. I thought I had it up in my watch list somewhere. Oh, it's down here. So I guess last thing about Bitcoin, if it does break out of this little consolidation, downtrend, whatever you want to call it, and get back above this 63,500 level, I'll either move my stop loss up to this level or this level. I could probably move it here and reduce risk by quite a bit. So that would be really nice to see, just because then I can give myself a form of protection. Yes, Jared does have more alpha than me. That's why I have him on my screens. JM plus EV. Yeah, he's real good. Smart guy. He used to trade S&P futures. So, I mean, he's been trading for like 10, 11 years. Crypto for like 4 years. Something like that. But he traded SPX futures for a while before that. So, very intelligent dude. What do I think about the rapid increase of funding? I think everyone got really long up here because we were right above all-time highs. And I would assume some people got rinsed out of their longs from this leg down. I can pull up funding. Here we go. So, not too bad. I mean, it's a little high on Bybit, but funding's flat again on BitMEX. It's relatively low on FTX and Binance. So, I don't think funding is too bad right now. And I would say that like funding, just because there's one funding spike doesn't change my like macro outlook. And we looked at this in the last screen, but I might as well talk about it again because I think it is. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. I think it's important. So there's alpha in funding, but I don't use. Annie, do you mean this indicator or the website? Oops. This indicator is by Neobutane. It is BitMEX funding and premium index. And then the website that I use to look at funding rates is Viewbase. I can send a link in the chat if you guys want that. So there is alpha in funding, but I don't use it like where it's like, oh, if this exact upcoming funding period is high, I want to close my longs. I think funding can be useful from a more macro perspective. Like when you see funding this high for like months at a time. But this doesn't worry me at all, right? I mean, I think it's completely fine that we saw a spike in funding when we broke all-time high, because all those breakout traders wanted to get their long exposure. So you can see it happened right here, which is basically the candle that broke all-time high. So everyone wanted to get long exposure for that, and I think some of them got stopped out here. So maybe it's, it could be fine that we're coming back, retesting all-time high, just shaking out some eager longs. But if that's the case, if that was the goal, I'd like to see us start climbing back up now. Just remember, funding can stay high for a long time. If you closed longs based on funding, you would be sidelined for the vast majority of a move. What do I think of ETH BTC? From a macro perspective, I think something like this would be a great long anywhere in this general region. I know that's like a really big zone, but I can't, like I would have to like see how the price action plays out as time goes on. But like I would say we are getting pretty close to resistance. Like if I just look at this chart from an SR perspective, I would say like this region is the key SR in this area. And so I'd be watching these highs. Maybe it does something like this and then rolls back over, and then Bitcoin goes on a run again, something like that. So that would be my take on ETH BTC. Rune has been doing really well. I mean, I noticed that it was up like 16% today, which is pretty absurd. Let me actually look at it on this chart so it's a little cleaner. I mean, nice breakout. I probably wouldn't want to chase it right here. But yeah, I mean, you could probably throw on some trend line right here and see that this candle we're having right now is breaking out above that, however you want to draw it exactly. So yeah, Rune looks good. It's just hard to chase something when it's literally gone straight up almost 30%. But if you get something like this, which I'm not necessarily expecting, you could look for some longs, or if it just starts to consolidate, form a range, look for a range continuation play and go. That reminds me, I should bring up Trader Cause. What did I think I said bread and butter setup in that tweet. I had one really good tweet about, oh yeah, here we go. Easy as that. So this is a really good way that you can trade a trending market. So this kind of looks similar to Rune right now, right? I mean, not exactly the same, but break out from a downtrending structure, which was probably this one. Something like this. And the trend line, the downtrend, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. I just mean it just happens to look similar on this one. But a breakout, so it's basically how I trade a trending market. So when things are trending really strong, like you can see, since this breakout, this was going up just pretty much vertically. And I look for this type of a range setup when that's happening. So you see it get rejected, might sweep the high, and then you look for it to sweep the low, and that sweep of the low, which is right here, let me clean some of this up actually. That sweep of the low right here is when you get interested in longs. You could take a partial position there, enter more once it reclaims the mid-range, and then finish up adding to that position after it breaks the range high. So I think this is a really good strategy when we are in a trending market, and I've had people DM me saying they like printed this out, and now they printed it out, put it on their desk, and now they just see it all the time. Also, it's kind of funny, Ethereum broke out from like 700 when I tweeted this. And so, yeah, then I posted some examples, right? So here, this was on the 1 minute chart. Put in a high, swept the high. I'm like, all right, this leg looks like our range. Took out the low, reclaim mid-range, reclaim range high, go. Another one. This time it didn't have as clean of a sweep, but obviously faced some resistance here. Pulled back pretty hard. Put in a low, swept the low, reclaim the mid-range, and off we go, right? This might have been, yeah, this was an update on that one. So, You shield rune here. Good. I mean, I hope you made some money on it. I can only have so much exposure at a certain time. But there we go. There's the link to the tweet. I think that's helpful. So that's how I would play like a trending market. And I don't know if I see a really good setup here. I mean, you probably could have made a case for this, right? And it doesn't always have to sweep the high, but just like look for somewhere where there's a rejection. So you could see that this was a pretty big clear rejection. So you throw in a range tool, you got the high and the low. I really like how well the mid-range was respected here as resistance. Came down, swept the low, reclaimed the mid-range, reclaimed the range high, and it keeps going. So there's the alpha leak for the stream today. And yeah, I just wasn't looking to trade as many alts recently because I had alt exposure through some spot bags, and I was like, if anything, I'd rather have more Bitcoin exposure right now. But yeah, a few alts really took off, and I was not expecting that. So I will admit my fault there. What do I think of Adam? Hey, that setup worked out. I'll pull it up here. But yeah, so if we do get some type of range, then that could be a opportunity to get more involved. But when Rune gets trending, sometimes it's just gone. So we'll see. I do like this SR level up here. We have this high. Kind of sweat. I mean, this range, honestly, is pretty good. Last week's range, here to here. And I think a dip to this area would be really nice for a possible long. Not sure if we get it, but I like the confluence there. It's the origin of this pump that broke market structure. It's also the weekly open and Monday's high. So that 32.5-ish, I think is really nice. And then otherwise, if it can get back above, we've got a monthly open, daily open, and this range high, all at the 36 level, give or take. So if it can either flip that or pull back to this area, I think those are two things you could keep an eye out for on Atom. Just trying to keep an eye on Bitcoin, but this is kind of the type of trade where I don't really have a chance to cut it early. Like, it's either just going to stop me out or it'll start moving. So while I do wish that I could like manage it more, I mean, if I wanted to really play it safe, I could cut it here and then just get back in if we flip 63.5 and then get back in with a stop at like 62.2. So if we get to the daily close and we're still just consolidating right here, I might do that. Take a really small loss and then re-enter, because I'd be able to re-enter with a tighter stop loss. But let's see. That's in an hour and a half, so we'll see what happens. We've got this hourly candle and then one more. 1 to 5 minute chart for the strategy? No, not necessarily. I mean, price is fractal, right? Like, this could just as easily be a monthly chart and look like this. It could be a 1 minute chart. It could be a 5 minute. That type of setup will work on any time frame. I've seen this work on a daily time frame. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to try and catch a trend, you might have to be looking at a really low time frame. But yeah, it's not it's not exclusive to just those time frames. How much leverage am I using? You should check out my risk management video. It's on my YouTube channel. You could just search Trader Cause risk management, but I kind of talk about that popular myth, I guess you could say, that like the amount of leverage doesn't matter. It's all about position sizing. So I try to not have more than 5% risk at any given time. So most trades I take are about 1 to 2% risk. And then if I'm in multiple trades, like I'll see if I can move my stop loss up to a new invalidation. And if that's in profit, then I like free up a little bit more risk that I could then use on a different setup. Check dot. I think we drew this like a few streams back, but yeah, dot looks good. Nice SR flip. And it's kind of at a similar place with Bitcoin. Like, this is more or less a make or break it level, because if we do break down below here and then break down below that, there's a long way down. So I think dot looks pretty good here. No problem, Antoine. It's a good one. I think it's an important thing to understand. Do I think it'll be smart to rotate out of NFTs? I think it probably depends what NFTs you're in and what your like strategy is with them. You know, like if your plan is to hold an NFT to make a quick profit, did not mean to do that. If your strategy is to buy an NFT to make a quick profit, then you could be in a little trouble if things go down. But like if you're holding something long term, I don't know, like NFTs, NFTs kind of just, I don't know exactly how they correlate with the rest of the market. Like I don't have enough data on it, but I'm buying things that I think could perform well, and I'm risking an amount that I'm comfortable losing if things go south. I mean, I wouldn't be happy if I lost it, but you know. You need to learn how to use TradingView more efficiently. I actually have a TradingView tutorial, so on YouTube. So if you search Trader Cause TradingView tutorial, then you should be able to find it. Is it still worth it to get a Neo Nexus golden ticket? Price dropped to 0.5. Is that the top 5,000 didn't drop that low, did they? I don't think so. I think the top 5,000 are at like 3 something. Yeah. So the first 5,000 are at 3.3 Sol. And I mean, I think that's a decent deal. Like Neo Nexus, I love the art, I love the idea. It's just going to come down to execution. Like they have a big vision, and it's just going to come down to whether or not they can execute. And the other problem is they're releasing these buildings in sets of 2,000. And so I just wonder how they're going to keep the project relevant, like in those 2 months between launches or something like that. But I do think the art's cool. I think there's a lot of upside there. And I mean, 3 Sol for a golden ticket isn't, people were paying 15 for them not too long ago. A building is worth 4 point. Like, I don't think a golden ticket should ever be priced below a building, the top 5,000 ones, because a top 5,000 golden ticket is a guaranteed mint of a building. I mean, I guess you do need to pay the 2.5 Sol, so that kind of defeats that. Well, it factors into it. Check FTT scam. You think FTT is a scam? I'm very happy with FTT. Oh, this is perfect. Did I delete that line? I had this SR level marked right here, actually. And it's flipped that to the T. So I have been in this trade for almost 32 days. And we're finally starting to sit pretty. Do I think there's a major correction coming? Like with what? With Bitcoin? If Bitcoin has a major correction, we are in some huge trouble. Like, we just broke all-time highs. If this is bullish, it's going to keep running, which I guess is kind of obvious to say, but, you know. I do think crypto gaming could be pretty big. Have I heard of OVR? I have not. Sam coins are pretty great, man. I have never heard of QRDO. Little Rocks and GGSG. The Little Rocks look kind of fun. I follow them on Twitter. So we'll see what happens with those. I don't think they have a date announced for their launching, though. But the tungsten cubes were the craziest thing ever today. Basically, these minted for 2 Sol. Let me see. Does this give like a link to their website or something? Actually, I want to leave that tab open. Let me just. So I don't know if you guys have seen the hype, the tungsten cube hype, but a lot of crypto traders, for whatever reason, have been buying tungsten cubes, and they look kind of cool. It's just like basically a thing on your desk, right? That is just heavy. It's made of tungsten, but for whatever reason, people really like them. And now, so this company started a tungsten cube NFT. There were only 500 of them. And 500, 4 different sizes, and they basically say that you can redeem your cube and get a physical one, which I thought was a really cool idea, because then it gives it that underlying like physical value, where it's like, hey, worst case scenario, if these NFTs go to 0, then you can just get the cube. So yeah, launched for 2 Sol, and the floor is now, 20. And I know they sold out pretty quick. Somehow I got really lucky. I was able to mint a couple of them. And then they just instantly started selling for like 10 on secondary, which is pretty absurd. And it just goes to show, like, you don't need a huge Twitter. You don't need a massive Discord. You just need like a community of people that aren't in it just to flip it immediately. Like, they have 2,000 followers. But I thought it was a really unique idea. I unfortunately wasn't able to tweet it out too far in advance. We were talking about it in my Discord, but yeah, the tungsten cubes were pretty fun. And because of this, like, I want to get an actual one. NFTs have just been fun, man. Because, like, where else in crypto are you going to throw 2 Sol into something and that same day it can be worth 20? So, it's a good time. Am I going to mint Tower? I'm going to try to. It'll probably go quick, but Tower DAO looks pretty cool. Goblin Lab soon. Thoughts on Infinite AI? Do you think it's a great long-term hold? I do. I am not selling a single Infinite. I have full confidence in the artist and what he's doing. So that is one of my long-term NFTs. Nifty Nanas. I think those are still cool. I know they've gone down a little bit, but pretty much all NFTs have been pulling back recently. Like the geckos, did their snapshot today, and I would have thought the floor would go even lower than this because they're doing that crystal airdrop. So, but yeah, like they pulled back as well. Not super far, but for instance, like Aurori was at 39 the other day. I forgot what they got up to. I mean, they were over 20 at one point. Solsteads were at like 90 Sol or something like that. So like a lot of NFTs are just pulling back right now. So you kind of just have to find stuff that you are going to want to hold and roll with it and hope for the best. I'm still a big fan of the artificial irrelevance. They plan to make some arcade game, and I don't think it's going to take them like a crazy long time to make it. So I still think these are pretty cool. And then, yeah, Ape Only is launching their other collection today. So if you hold an OG Ape Only, then you can mint one of these for free. The new ones, they look like this, which I think are pretty cool. And yeah, so this is what the OG ones look like. Here's the new ones. And they're minting for 0.06 Ethereum each, I think, tomorrow, I want to say. So those are pretty cool. And then I think these plush pandas could be pretty big. I know they're super low key right now, but a friend of mine is behind these. I like their idea, basically to create a research community where people who do like good research are going to be paid and rewarded. Also, Bitcoin is just rugging us right now. And yeah, they're launching on Sol too. So basically they took a vote because they were going to launch on Ethereum, and then they took a vote and they were like, "Hey, where do you guys want us to launch?" Which I thought was really cool because it just showed them putting the community first. Thoughts on Skyline? I personally don't love the Skyline art. Like, I think it's just like thrown together really poorly. Like, look at this. These Jeeps, I don't know. It just doesn't look like a lot of work went into it, if I'm being honest. Like, really? Are you going to make this your... I don't know. You know, so I'm sure some people like it. They have 16,000 followers. I think they sold out pretty quick or something like that. It's just not for me personally. So I'm holding off on that. I might be wrong, but I think it was this company, Midwest Tungsten Service, that is working with that NFT project. So they have the 1 inch on the minting. It was a 1 inch, a 2 inch. They had like a 7 inch or something like that. So, like, yeah, you minted for 2 Sol, but worst case scenario, you redeem it and you get a $90 cube out of it. And if you minted a 2 inch one, which like they were a little more rare, but then you're instantly in profit if you just wanted to redeem it immediately. But these are selling for like 50 Sol. The NFT. Right? Like, let's see. The 2 inch ones, 50. The 7 inch got bought for like 180, I want to say. Why doesn't it have the other? I bet this weighs so much. I think it says 230 pounds. Tell me that's not the craziest thing ever. It's a 7 inch cube and it weighs 230 pounds. Then the 4 inch ones are selling for quite a bit as well. So, pretty cool idea. I thought it was fun. Let's see. I don't know Bone World. I don't trade cake. You'd rather have a Solstead banner? I agree. I think the Solstead banners are going to look really cool. They posted a picture of what they'll look like. Here's one example of a banner. They had a different one earlier, like this. I don't know. I think this style of art just looks fun, and I like how your Solstead house can like show off your. This is kind of funny. Show off your NFTs. I might grab a Solstead actually, since things are pulling back. I don't know Solana Droid business. I don't really trade Doge, but like I just wouldn't long this. It just looks like it's consolidating, but it hasn't like shown me anything to think that it's going to pump, you know. I just think there are better opportunities out there, like getting stopped out by Bitcoin. I think the mutants will ever pump. Yeah, I do. This doesn't look great though. With this hourly close in 15 minutes, I might cut it. I mean, it might not be a bad idea to play this conservatively, because right now the way I see it is we're trapped between this SR level and this one, and we're pretty much sitting right on top of this one, and it's been tested so many times. So it's like I could cut it here for a, I don't know, 0.2R loss, which isn't bad at all, and then let it do its thing, whatever it wants to do, and then once it breaks back above here, you could get in. And so here my stop loss is 2.8%. So let's say, like, I could theoretically get in with an even bigger position size if it does something like that. So we'll see how this hourly close looks, but I wish it would just get it over with. Am I still muted? I'm not supposed to be. My mic is on. Can you hear me now? Okay. Can here? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that's kind of my idea with Bitcoin. It really could go. It could go either way. But man, this could get so ugly from a high time frame perspective if this started like really breaking down. Like if this weekly somehow closed red, oh my gosh. That would look horrible. Like it would make me think we do something like this. Which is possible. Like it could put in a higher low. Maybe it's just not ready yet, but man, that would be quite the tease. That is for sure. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I got for today. I'm trying to think if there are any other NFTs or anything like that I wanted to talk about. I saw some people talking about these on Spaces. Oh, they're on the 28th. Oh, there is what's it called? Trip, that's what it is. I think this project could be kind of cool. I think I don't know if you guys remember, but I was bullish on Medieval Pixels back in the day, but I think they've just like executed pretty poorly and things have not gone very well. But this project, and I think part of the reason why is because they're on ETH, on Ethereum, and not on Sol. And it's like, who wants to buy a $30 Medieval Pixel and pay $50 in gas? So this project, Tripping Balls, are going to be on Sol, and they're doing like that same kind of raid idea. So there are 8,888, I think, which is good. Like I think the time of the 10K mints are over. And so it's a lottery style NFT. Each NFT is a ticket, a token number, and every week they're going to raffle, and a random number between 1 and 8,888 will be picked. 4 raffles each week. Winner announced in the Discord and on Twitter, and then confirm that they hold the NFT. The winner will have the NFT sent from our treasury to the wallet that they're holding. In order to win and claim your prize, you must be delisted from secondary markets. So cool idea, very similar idea to the Medieval Pixels. It's not like that was their original idea. I'm sure plenty of people have thought of it, but I just think this is a cool idea, and I think if done properly, it can be really successful. 70% of royalties going into the treasury, which is pretty big. That's more than other projects that I've seen. So yeah, I think it looks pretty fun. The artist, or the dev founder, I'm not sure exactly what his role on the team was, but he was talking on a Spaces, Twitter Spaces today. Just seems like a good, genuine dude who's not... It doesn't give me the quick cash grab vibes that other projects have given me. So I'll keep an eye out for those. I still am holding Neonexus. Hate Beast looks kind of cool too. I'm in their Discord. Yeah, I've seen Solsteads. We were talking about them earlier. And I think Tower DAO will be good. They mint in a few days. But I'm definitely going to try and mint these. I'm sure it'll be a very competitive mint. But I think the tower will be really cool. I can't remember how much they are. Probably says here. I don't love pre-sales, but it is what it is. I don't think... Maybe they haven't said how much it'll be. But this is pretty cool. Oh, are these the floors? The floor of the tower. I like that. 1,000 floors, I get, or 500. Oh, are there 20? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Scroll to find a floor, find out who your neighbors are, things like that. I don't know. I think the tower will do really well. I'll try and mint as much as I can. Trader Cause gay. Nice. Sick burn. Fair launch, bidding 1 to 2. I hate the fair launch protocol. I think it's so dumb. Because doesn't it like charge a fee of 0.1 whether you win or not? I just think it's kind of unnecessary. But whatever. All right, well, I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully Bitcoin hangs on here. Trader Cause straight as a pull. That is factual. I am married, so to a woman. Am I making multiple wallets to enter the raffle? Which raffle? Enjoy time out, Harry. I don't know, so rare. Thanks for the alpha, love your streams. No problem, man. I'm glad you guys enjoy the streams. Hopefully you're able to make some money. Before I end it, let me post a Discord invite link. This invite link will expire in 30 minutes. Actually, I'm just going to do 100 uses. Hannah Robinson, thanks for your contributions to the chat. You seem like a really good person. Trolls are funny. It's like you really got nothing better to do with your life. It's kind of sad, but hey, to each their own. If it brings you joy, it doesn't hurt my feelings. You're a random person on the internet. Do I use cold storage? I have a Trezor and a Ledger. I use my Ledger for Sol stuff. Like I have my Sol NFTs and stuff, and Solana on my Ledger, in different wallets within my Ledger. And then I have a Trezor that's connected through like MetaMask. where I can hold a bunch like ETH and other ETH coins and AVAX I have on my Trezor. And you can hold Bitcoin on either. All right, so hopefully that invite link is good for some of you. This is my only Discord channel. All right. Well, hope you all have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you hanging out in the Discord. We will we'll talk soon, and appreciate you tuning in. Next stream on Tuesday. So good to have you guys here. Thanks again, and let's make some money. Talk to you soon.